Hi, my name is Ilariya, and this is Book Haul. I have 13 books from all many genres: fiction, non-fiction, new releases, classics, manga, Japanese, Chinese, like everything. So please stay with me. I will go through all of them and will say why I chose them because uh, almost all of them weren't spontaneous purchases. I'm quite new on YouTube, and I only have laptop camera, so sorry for bad quality, but please stay. I'm sure it will be interesting for you. So let's get started. I have books here organized a little bit by color, so we'll start from black ones. And first one is the most impulsive buy from all of this is Bad Girls Never Say Die. Um, from description, it has like a female friendship, but also if it's your friend, it doesn't matter or say good or bad, and also very. You remember there is this TikTok sound. We support women rights, but more importantly, we support women wrongs. So yeah, it has really that vibe. So if the book itself matches its cover and aesthetic from what I gathered, I will be really happy because before buying book just by the cover and short description without hearing anywhere about them and don't know anything about it wasn't really successful for me. I'll try to leave somewhere um, my review one of such books. Like the book was not good, but my reaction is I love to rewatching it video. I'm so it was so weird. I just took it out. So yeah, you can check it out. But I hope it will be redemption of buying books without knowing anything about them. Second book is probably the most beautiful out of all of them. It's Heaven's Official Blessing. It's quite popular in some areas of internet, and I already read it sometimes like a long time ago. It was fan translation on Wattpad. It's Chinese novel. It's like quite long, and it's settings a typical Chinese fantasy drama. So there are gods, there are demons, everything. I wouldn't call it romance, also like there is main couple, there is love. Uh, it's really beautiful. And however, the plot itself is more like there is mystery, there is some action, they're going somewhere, doing something is revealed. So it's not boring. It's really pretty. And it starts that the god that was fallen twice before ascended again. If you do not know, in Chinese mythology, if you a person really practice and really good person, meditate and so on, they can ascend into godhood, become god, ascend to heaven, and like that's how it begins. It's like not spoiler; it's right in the beginning. It's yeah his third time, and right from the beginning to like uh, uh, pay his debts, he's sent into mortal realm to figure some mystery. I think like people are being killed or hunted down, yes, by ghosts. So he goes figuring it out, and like mysteries, drama is unfolding from that. It's amazing. It's first, I think there's supposed to be six. For now, only two are released. So, yeah, I decided to buy them at least this series separately, and because altogether they will be quite pricey. And by this author, there are also two other series that are being released in parallel. I don't remember their names correctly. But if you check Self-Care, you will find it, and they're also amazing. Like, I can absolutely recommend. But in the bookshop nearby, it was the only one. So, and the last black, I'm not sure can it become black, but it's Dracula, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll, and Mr. Hyde in one book. It's like perfect September October reads. Um, I love Frankenstein. I'm not sure I reread it recently, but I really wanted to like read it more carefully and annotate because I know so many like interesting facts, heard them somewhere on the internet. For example, I didn't know that like almost everyone knows that Frankenstein is a doctor, not the monster itself, and also that Frankenstein monster is actually like handsome in the book. Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as I remember, it's quite short piece, and I really enjoyed when I read it, also quite a while ago, so I want to reread it. And Dracula, I don't remember like enjoying it. It was something like to read, but also I read it like in school many years ago. So I also want to reread annotating because like I recently watched a video something like bisexual Dracula, and fortunately I do not remember the name of the channel. However, if you find a link, otherwise just Google bisexual Dracula and you find. Now I want to go through the book and trying to find these notes. A little spoiler of that video, it involves Byron, Oscar Wilde, being closet bisexual, and like all the good stuff. Uh, then it's hard to explain, but like it's the place where this color had the most sense because it's not really fitting in the rainbow. Is bright purple is gender fluid. It's the book that is least spontaneous. I was visiting it in a bookstore like at least 5 times, maybe more, probably more. I was like for a few weeks going to store, but then like I don't really need it because like it's gender fluid. Yes, let's move on. Um, however, I feel like while I know like basics of gender, it's fluid, it's social concept, like not everyone, man and woman, like this binary. It's like mostly Western world. There are many communities where it's not. Like I know a lot, but I wanted a little bit structure, something to refer to, maybe learn like what topics I want to go deeper. And I decided to give it a go because like a lot of illustration, it covers like almost all possible subtopics of gender. Uh, it talks about gender as an expression of biological sex. It's both like classical Western gender as a social construct, gender diversity, gender activism, and like a lot of pictures. So yeah, uh, it's probably the most important book because others about either because other people talked and like everyone talking about them and I want to try them, or like it's really pretty story I'm enjoying, but this feels like more important about development. So yeah, it's uh I think it's the only nonfiction book in this book haul. I haven't started yet, but I think I can recommend it, especially like a staple beginning piece on the topic. Moving into whitish category, we have the second book in the series, so Heaven's Official Blessing. Here I won't tell anything because it will be read spoilers, and also I don't remember till which moment how these books are separated. It's so pretty also. Like, and as I know, the further books are going, the prettier they're. At least someone wrote like that on the internet. They have like the most beautiful fan art. So if you don't want to read it, just Google fan art. It's amazing. Next one is Cruel Prince. Is I'm not sure like right now, but it was a moment. It was maybe the most popular book on TikTok and YouTube. Like everyone was talking about it, and I wasn't reading fantasy for quite a while for a few reasons. First of all, after a period of not reading anything, I wanted to read like real books. Fantasy, yeah, I know, but whatever. But secondly, because when I had a phase of reading like fantasy after fantasy after fantasy, And then there was a similar with those like trashy romance books. Maybe they're not trashy, but like they're also same. I don't remember much. But is that they really blurring my mind. I didn't remember like names or titles or anything, and also uh, they often disappoint because the worlds are often magical and settings are beautiful. However, many authors doing the worst thing possible. You're creating your own world, and you still make it sexy, chauvinistic. Basically, I'm not happy if I'm reading fantasy, even if it's not like happy all the time. I want it to be satisfying. If I'm going into magical world, I don't want to uh, feel the same burdens of living in the real world. I want to see dragons and friendship between different races, have like interesting romance, something like that. And yeah, that's why I wasn't reading fantasy books for a while. However, uh, compilation of book talk on YouTube I found for this book was absolutely beautiful. Uh, like relationship, at least how they was describing these TikToks were really intriguing. So I decided to give it a try. I took only first book just to try it if I want to enjoy like the story, eyes, and haven't wasted money on all three of them. So yeah, and the second whitish is manga, Watakoi. Um, I love reading manga, however, I'm mostly reading it online because I do not have space or money to pay for hundreds tomes, volumes, or even like for 10 volumes. Rare people have place for it. However, this one, I remember it being really, I wouldn't say it's like, 5-star, absolutely everything amazing, but it felt cozy, it felt warm, it felt like, oh, it's so cute. I think I have at home like Japanese version of a book because I bought a few mangas in Japanese, thinking that I'm not sure, learn Japanese. I wasn't learning Japanese at that point for a year. I had like a year studying Japanese in university as a elective, and then haven't picked up it for a while. So yeah, I decided also to get English. Even if I have Japanese, I'll just use both of them to compare and translate Japanese one and learn language. But it's like really cute romance about gamer and otaku, I think. Basically, it's that there are people who like are interested more in their like things like games and other stuff than in the way relationship are supposed to be. And they are colleagues, but I don't want to reveal this part of them on the during the work. And it's like pretty romance. It's only first volume, I think. Then there is like four or something like that, and there is a few different couples, which all I think like into something really intensely, and it's all really cute. So yeah. Next, moving on into orange category, it's only one book. It's Monkey King, or new translation of Journey to the Last, is maybe the most famous Chinese fantasy. Does it call fantasy? It's adventure, like quest type adventure, and Monkey King is used in many dramas as a character, Chinese dramas. However, I picked this up because YouTuber, she is doing a bunch of videos on Chinese culture, how it's correctly or incorrectly represented in media. Her most famous video, I think, and first, everything culturally wrong, good and wrong with Mulan. I unfortunately do not remember her name. She's also the author of Iron Widow. So yeah, and she mentioned this book in one of those videos. And I don't remember even what exactly she said, but it intrigued me so much. Um, However, I feel like it's not my typical book, so I will try to find some mood when I would enjoy it the most. Because actually, I don't know much about the plot. I am the monk is a mortal sage, flower, fruit, or mountain, and a close neighbor of your kin. I'm frankly surprised you need to ask. That's all I know about the book. And I think it was just a quote. Monkey King by Wu Chen An. Yeah. So it's the end of the orange category. Next one is green. Ah, it's so pretty. Look at that. There is a series of this style. All have Japanese vintage classics. Uh, I don't think Murakami is one of those books. I remember the one I actually saw first from this series is Professor something and Professor. I remember more about the plot. I haven't read it. Uh, but, yeah. However, I aren't able to find it in bookstores. Like I'm actually Slovakia, and English it's only like one shelf, okay, two, but it's also really limited. And this one is pre-war Japan, quite traditional. And there are four sisters. From what I remember, like first page where they describe. I haven't started it yet, but I read the page. Like first one is the daughter of like the main branch. So like uh, their family is divided on different branches, and one of them are more important, less. One of the I will read it to be faster. One is the mistress of the senior main house in Osaka. Second, Sachiko, first is Tsukura. Second, Sachiko is the mistress of the junior branch house in Asia. Yuriko is short and still unmarried because she refused many suitors. Her family refused many suitors, and they had reputation of like really picky. And Teiko is skillful and sophisticated, waiting impatiently for like this previous 30 years old marriage so that her own can be acknowledged like and about their husbands and other people, and basically I hope it will have those like Japan culture vibes. It's from description what I got, um, and I hope it won't be like super sad. Everyone dies and no one happy in the end, and it will be much more calm. But yeah, it's quite a thick book, so I also will need to be in some sort of mood uh, to read it. Next one is Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice Pocket Edition. Look at this, how pretty it is. And unlike many books with dust jacket, by the way, what's wrong with English editions, English American? Why they all have dust jacket? Like, why can't you print something here? But yeah, there is some, I know, can you see it? Like, picture here and beautiful inside. So this one is pretty. And I'm currently reading Emma. I had many. I didn't want to read Jane Austen because it felt like classic and school traumatized us all, and it felt like really boring and melancholic from the snippets of movies I saw like discussed or used somewhere. Her the last Emma movie that was so bright and colorful and funny. Actually, I haven't seen the movie itself. I saw people reacting and talking about it, and like a screenshot. So I picked it up and I really enjoyed. And like I'm a little bit more than a half in. And then Pride and Prejudice. Many people name it like their favorite book, uh, but also many people say it's boring. Uh, but a lot of people like this is my favorite book ever. So I want to read it at least just for that. I think it will be at least like a solid read. I will at least enjoy it. Um, Also, I'm not sure really like a lot. So we will see. Next one is Our announcer Sally Rooney, which all were you. Uh, Quite a few booktubers I follow and love and trust are obsessed with Sally Rooney. However, from description of book, her books, especially I mostly read description normal people. I'm not that intrigued. And from description of what it's about, like a lot of miscommunication, one of the worst tropes ever, and about like real people, but also not being happy. I'm not uh, sure that I would enjoy it. However, people like keep talking about it and saying they like it and be like Sally Rooney. Jack Edwards said that if Sally Rooney would write something like her to-do list, publish her to-do list, he would read it. So like she must be good. So I decided to give it a try. I was turned between this and normal people because I feel like from how people describe it, it's like two extremes of her works. However, um, I like this cover and normal people. There is that one that like two hearts. These two people looking. I like that one, but it's not available here. And then there is like two people's like sardines. However, there is a green one and orange one, and I don't like orange like at all. So, and it's only one available here. So that's really the one of the reasons this one is one I started with, and I hope I enjoy it because I'm not sure like why I'm pressuring myself to like books. Mostly because I don't want to spend money on something I don't enjoy and drug. But yeah, I know almost nothing about it except that there is awkward sex. Then it's she doesn't use quotation when someone is talking, and it's like raw exploration of adulthood. I'm not even sure. Like Jack Edwards is amazing and describing without spoilers, but like books are starting to blur to me. But yeah, I think everyone read it or at least talked about it. Next one, I'm not sure. I haven't seen it much in YouTube talked about, but I'm really into Japanese literature after reading uh, If God Gets Dispersed from the World. Mostly because it has, first of all, like Japanese culture is a little bit embedded, even if it's modern world and all events can be imagined like in any other country. But secondly, because they don't have a lot of like culminations. Western books, not all, but many of them, has like there's tension, there is a constant moment and then release. However, Japanese books are more like even through whole book. Yeah. So Maid Kokawakani, it's your new release, or maybe it's not new release, but it's new translation. I'm not sure when it was released. It was released first published 2022. Yeah, it's not. Ah, she copyrighted in 2011, so it was translated this year. Yeah, I saw actually and have in to buy wish list book Breast and Eggs, and I actually have it or not. I don't remember. Have I bought it? I might have bought it and it's at home and I don't have access to it. Uh, but as I'm not sure, I can buy it, not to have duplicate. And then she also had Heaven, but Heaven is about bullying and it's like extensively described, and I'm not sure that it's something I want to read. So this one is about a woman who is freelancer and she's working from home and she's like quite introverted and don't talk much to people, so she's almost always alone. and like she has only one person she really communicates, and that's kind of what I like about um, this book. I'm not sure there will be much plot, but I hope I will enjoy the vibes. But I also hope that in the end there will be some calm resolution. So, like, I don't want to feel sad inside. But at the same time, the way Japanese people, Japanese authors write, I usually, even if it's sad ending, I'm not like, oh, it's so sad. It's like, oh, sad, but it's beautifully written. So yeah, also really beautiful cover. All Heroes 3 novels translated are in the same style but different colors, and I love it so much. I love when like author has books in similar style. And the last one, and the first book was via Shaab. Actually, haven't noticed that there is such author. I saw some of her books about design of like her previous, like the most popular at least cover design of her books. Like it felt a little, I don't know, steampunk. No, it's wrong. But like I felt like a genre I wouldn't be interested in. Also, from some snippets of description I got and how people like love it. Sinkashi. I will name them. They are one of the favorite author of also many people. So, however, like those are all other books. However, this one, the premise is like a woman for some reason. I'm already a little bit broken it. The woman for I don't know what reason being able to negotiate with like demon. It's like Faust situation, uh, immortality, until some condition in March. I think until she decides she doesn't want it anymore, and she'll live a long time. Then there is like romance with some guy, and in some way it resolves. So at first, I felt like it would be and like few people like I love it. It's like a great book, my favorite. I will fight anyone who says otherwise. However, some few items were told that people who didn't like it. Apparently, there was such, which also make me worry. One was that I'm not sure how it's spoiler. So I will raise hand soon as I'll put it down as the spoilers will end. So yeah, that she's like living a few hundred years and she never travels. And lots of people so like really angry about that, that she has no personality. And also like basically it was one of the main things that I remember that I also kind of not sure about, but I haven't read it. Uh, so yeah, that were one a bit spoiler about basically the way she lived through her immortality years that not everyone enjoyed. But also when I saw it in the bookstore, it's huge. From the way plot is described, it's like short story or maybe like novel, but it's like huge. But at the same time, like it's a little bit bigger font, but not by much. So like, what's going on here? Maybe it's plot just currently described, but yeah. And it's the last book. We'll see. Well, Niall Gaiman said it joyous, so I hope it will be joyous to me as well. Uh, while I have all these books and also two others which are in progress and few others from previous book haul which I also have on my channel. Please take a look. I haven't read much at all. I'm still writing my masters and I uh, I have to. I will be finished on 7th of July, so after that I will have more free time. And I think when I finish, I will have some sort of readathon and try to read as much books as possible. in like 24 hours or like in a week, and I will return to you with reviews. I hope with few favorites, but maybe earlier. I am reading Emma, so maybe some inspiration struck me, or I miraculously get a free time and will be able to finish it early. So thank you so much for watching it. I hope I will be able to acquire a camera soon, but unlikely before August. And yeah, have you read any of these books? Do you have any opinions or recommendations? I also have a few book reviews and other. Almost all my videos for now is are book related. But if you would like to chat, please let me know. I would be really happy. Thank you. Bye.